Hello, and welcome to this edition of Peake Life. I'm Heath Covey, and maybe I should actually say welcome, since our topic today is Halloween. And joining me is Police Chief Kelvin Wright, whose department is engaged solely in keeping Halloween safe and fun for our citizens. Chief, welcome to Peake Life.
Thank you very much for having me, Heath.
Well, so there's been a lot of talk about Chesapeake's trick-or-treating and the times and the ordinance and so forth. Tell us a little bit about what are the rules for trick-or-treating here in Chesapeake?
The rules is very simple, straightforward. You have to be 12 years old or younger to trick-or-treat. I think that is a good thing because that's what the ordinance is, not just here, but across this country.
Okay, and that's not a new ordinance by any means, right?
No, our ordinance has been in place for a little over 40 years.
Okay, and that ordinance came about, why? There was a reason that came, it wasn't just arbitrary.
No, I think that there was something that happened in some neighboring jurisdictions where some older kids had gotten involved, some mischief, and the people who wrote the ordinance decided it was time to codify what trick-or-treat should be.
Okay, so like we said, it's really all about making sure people are safe.
That's correct. It's all about safety, making sure that the young kids are safe as far as going door to door, walking in the streets, and of course, everybody having a wonderful, fun-filled event night.
Right. Now, the ordinance says 6 to 8 p.m. are the hours for trick-or-treat, and you have to be 12 and under. But let's, dispel the misconception. Your officers are not out there carding people and arresting 13-year-olds who are gathering candy, right?
That is correct. In all my time as a police officer here with our wonderful city, we have never done that.
So we've never had the need to arrest a teenager, 13, 14, 15-year-old, just for trick-or-treating?
No, never have.
Okay.
It's always been about the safety of the kids and their families and those who are walking with the kids to make sure that everything is fine.
Okay. Now, if that same teenager is, running up on porches and stealing pumpkins and that kind of thing, how will the Chesapeake Police handle those kind of things?
We deal with those on a call-by-call basis, and typically someone's going to call us and say you have some older kids involved in some mischief, and we deal with that as it occurs.
Okay. So, why would we have an ordinance at all? What does this ordinance do to benefit the city?
I think it has to do with the benefit of making sure that people are aware that there are upward limits with regard to age for children to trick-or-treat. And let's be honest, Halloween is a holiday that's for people of all ages, but more specifically, it's for the young kids.
That's true. I mean, I'll be the first to admit, I like candy too. So,
I do too.
But I definitely am not going to pass for a 12-year-old.
Well, people come to my house all the time, no matter what their age is, we give them candy.
So do we. It's the same kind of thing. And I think that's the way it is in all the Hampton Road cities. Am I right? All their ordinances are pretty much the same as ours?
Pretty much the same, and I think that if you would check with the other cities, I think that you'll find that no one has really had any issues with locking up somebody for trick-or-treating who was a little bit overage.
Right. So what do the officers, do you do anything different on Halloween night? Is that a big, busy time for other things? Or
It is a busy time for other things. And one of the things we want to make sure, first and foremost, is that we make sure that our officers are aware of the possibility that there are a lot of kids out there with costumes, and their visibility, their selves may be hampered, but also what they wear contributes to them not being seen. So we want to first and foremost make sure that not just only our officers, but the motoring public are aware that it's Halloween, so you got to be extra vigilant to make sure you don't have an encounter with a kid in a car.
Sure. And imagine, too, you've got kids that are very, very focused on the next Hershey bar and not looking both ways when they cross the street, that kind of thing.
And that's entirely possible. I will say this, in many of the areas where Halloween trick-or-treating takes place, we talk to parents and what have you, and it's a lot of parents that go out with their kids. Mm-hmm. I think that's their young kids. And of course, the older kids typically are unescorted.
Right. So, but you do encourage them to take flashlights, glow sticks, whatever, make themselves visible.
Yes,
too.
reflective clothing, reflective strip, no doubt about it. You want to be visible.
Okay. So really, like we're saying, it's all about the safety and having a good time for everybody.
Safety first, having a good time second.
Okay. Anything else you want to add to this as we encourage folks to enjoy the holiday?
We always do. Have fun, enjoy it, and just be careful, watch out for the kids.
Okay. So there you go. Halloween can be a very fun, very safe holiday if you just follow the rules, take the time to make it safe. Thanks for joining us on this edition of Peake Life, and we'll see you again.